Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. I'm Linda Johnson, and welcome to Story Talk. I'm just going to wait 1 second to give a few folks time to join who told me they will be joining, and I'm going to go right in and get started. Anyway, good evening, everyone. My name is Linda Johnson, and thank you so much for joining me on Story Talk. I'm on 2 different lives, everyone, so just bear with me 1 second. So I can say this one time, get this in, and everybody can have the information. Okay, so I'll be here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you set your alarms and your clock so you can be right here to get this information that I'm giving you. My email address is marshaelin@aol.com. That's MARSHAELIN@aol.com. And my website is www.positivethinkingwillmakeyouhappy.com. Okay, so yesterday and a couple of days before, we've been talking about, storytelling as it relates to your why. And you can go back and look at the previous videos. And also, I would like for you all to find me on YouTube, and I'm going to post the videos when I get a chance from YouTube. To make sure you like the videos, please share them. Most of all, make sure you don't forget to subscribe so you can follow me. So today, this is very, very quick. Someone had asked me, someone I was coaching, how do I identify my audience? I think it's very important for anyone to know that you have to ask yourself the question, do you know who your book is intended for? You know, who is your intended audience? Or that's for if you are a new author or just an author in general. If you're reading a book and you're wondering who is the intended audience for this author's work, if you're writing your book, then you want to ask yourself the question, who is your audience? What audience are you trying to target? So in order to begin to even write your narrative or your story, you need to be aware of your objectives. And this is discussed in my book. Let me show this to you all. Let me show you how to write a book. Let me show you how to write a book, which is available on Amazon.com. Let me show you how to write a book, Story Talk by Linda Johnson. And on page 70 and 71, I talk about the who, the what, the when, the where, the when and how. And that's a good way to kind of like just think about, how to identify your audience if you can ask yourself those questions. But yes, it's discussed in more detail on those 2 pages. This book is also available on Amazon. In addition to that, you need to know what message you are attempting to communicate to your reading audience. Who your message is aimed at. Is it women? Is it men? Is it teenagers? Is it Christians? Is it to college students? You have to really, really think about that. And at least if you can target who your reading audience is, it will help you as you're writing your story. Who is the message aimed at, and how you hope to benefit the reader in reading it. That'll also help you to categorize your book, and we're going to talk about that in a future video as well. So, I can give you guys some quick tips. This is just based on my coaching sessions that I've had. So, authors, you have to think about, what is your purpose? Do you want to inform your readers about an issue like something like mental illness or substance abuse, maybe something like social consciousness, crime and deviance, inspiration, or some type of your spiritual journey or their spiritual journey in life, artificial intelligence, which is like the most newsworthy topic right now and what you're going to see a lot in the future, or technology, emerging technology. Are you trying to persuade your readers to do something? Think about where they are in life. Think about how to make their lives better as you're writing this. And maybe you can convince them that they need to humble themselves and be a lot more humble. Or maybe they need to be more confident. Maybe they need to save money. Maybe your book is maybe that's what this whole the ideal message or the general purpose and message is, to get your readers to think about saving their money, or you want to build awareness around an issue. or an illness, or some kind of maybe artificial intelligence or scientific theory. Those are just some things to think about. Perhaps you may want to entertain your readers. How are you going to do that? You can be very like, you can be like comedic, making your readers laugh, smile, be happy, take a beat in life, exhale, and so forth. Another thing that you may want to think about is who would be interested in this particular topic as far as your book is concerned. Will it be women, men, teenagers, religious people, business owners, entrepreneurs, business professionals in finance and banking, maybe someone in the legal industry or the insurance business, or media, television, radio, and so on? What is the author's tone? What is your tone? Is it earnest, sarcastic? You have to think about those things. Think about how you are conveying your message and the purpose behind it, or if there is an urgency to build awareness around any type of social issue. I can tell you Black Lives Matter. Think about something like that. If there's some kind of issue and you're trying to build awareness, you can just dive right in and start writing. Perhaps it's some kind of social issue in an underserved community that you want to, make some kind of community impact, and you can write about that. Yeah, you can do that for your readers. People would be interested. Think about what would people want to read right now. What is the meaning behind your message? Knowing what the meaning behind the message that you hope to convey or you're trying to convey to your readers, it can be something that is so obvious and in their face, or it can be some kind of mystery, a mysterious message where the reader may have to figure it out. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I like to figure it out. I don't want the reader to tell me everything. Or it can be so open-ended that you leave your readers hanging, or leave your reading audience with a question that allows them to think outside the box. And maybe they can perhaps come to their own conclusion. Have a little fun with it. That's what my recommendation would be. What are you trying to convey to your reader? Are you trying to convince them to do something, to say something, or are you trying to stop them from doing something or saying something? I could go on, but I think you get my drift. What is your view as an author on the particular topic or subject? Hi, Minister Wilmer, is that Elder Wilmer now, and Brother Savion, one of our praise and worship leaders. It's good to see you guys here. I'm on 2 Live, so if I'm looking away, I'm just trying to get this information in. But it's so nice to have you all on the live. I can't see everyone that's on the live, but I appreciate you all. And then, what is your view on the particular topic? One of the things that I believe that every author must be aware of is how your reading audience views your personal belief system, or based on either your religion, your upbringing, your educational background, the organizations that you as an author is affiliated with or associated with, and the charities that you give to, and so forth. Does the author have a bias? Do you have a bias? And if so, what is it? That can be very difficult to identify unless you know the author personally, socially, or have some kind of solid evidence on how the author thinks about a particular topic or subject. One of the things that authors should be aware of is their reading audience doing what's called an author study. And I've done this many times. And one example I'll give you is Jane Eyre. If you've ever read the book Jane Eyre, by Charlotte Bronte. I love Charlotte Bronte as a writer. I mean, she is one of the most descriptive writers. She, just the way that she writes a story. I love all British writers. I do. And if I could tell you, I would say British literature is probably one of my favorite kind of writers that I love. Although Toni Morrison happens to be my favorite author, or one of my favorite authors. And she's a Black author. But as far as like British authors, I love it, I love it, I love it. And I could read all of their books all day, because you're going to learn a lot about the art and the craft of writing. So I'm going to pick up on this in the next video and continue on as far as does the author have biases, because many authors do, and that can determine what will make or break you're wanting to read an author's book or not. But I will tell you, the book Jane Eyre, and this is going to be your homework assignment. I'll be back on Monday. If you can get that book and read it, I want you to read that book. And then when you get a chance, I want you to read another book called The Wide Sargasso Sea. Jane Eyre is by Charlotte Bronte, and The Wide Sargasso Sea is by an author. Her name is Jean Rice. I believe it's Rhys, something like that. She wrote a book about a Flett character in the book Jane Eyre, and it wasn't until I did an author study on Charlotte Bronte. When I read Jane Eyre, I love that story, and I love the way she wrote it. But it wasn't until I did an author study that my view changed, and I'll talk about that. But I'm going to give you guys a couple of weeks, so we're going to talk about this in a couple of weeks. Anyway, guys, I believe my time is up. I don't want to go over 10 minutes, so I believe, yes, my time is up because I'm over 10 minutes. Well, you all know the drill. As I end my lives, the message that aligns, or the scripture that aligns with my mission and my message for my first book and my brand is positive thinking will make you happy, found in the book of Philippians chapter 4, verse 8, that says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, and if there be any praise, think on these things. And those are all positive things. So listen, guys, have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And please don't forget to share this live. And I'll see you guys next time, next Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Bye for now.